people swear like their problems are so much greater than yours. You know what I mean? To the point where they feel like, oh, they don't have to work or do shit because whatever they got going on is so much greater. You know what I mean? Like fuck like if they're unhappy, like fucking like it's like the biggest issue. It's like fuck you, bro.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Sorbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. 9 times. Yeah, man, today's mathematics is wisdom and knowledge, all being born to understanding. So you must put your God-given wisdom and knowledge to bring about understanding in the world, to create more prosperous peace and positivity. Peace. Today's drip check, I just got these 997s. These are just, I think, the regular 997s because they have this leather right here that is super awesome, super sexy. This is like, you know, something like rookie of the year type, you know, New Balances. Bro, I went up in the, before we get there, right? So we got 997s and the fucking suede's already dirty on the fucking heel because somebody wore them already. Like, literally, I don't even know if you could see it, but it's like right fucking there. And whatever, right? You could sick tell that what they did is they took them off with the heel, and that's why it's like that, instead of just taking it off with your fucking hands. Fucking asshole. Now I'm gonna have to take that. And I would have got another size, you know, I would have got a different pair of shoes. But the thing is, like, the New Balance factory store, right? It's in Ontario. I didn't even know that they had one. But I went over there and like everything was half off. So I went crazy, bro. Literally, I would have bought like 10 pairs of shoes if fucking they had the sizes that I wanted and the colors. Because these were like, I would never buy like no color like this before just because I don't have an outfit like this. So now I'm going to have to fucking get a whole fit that complements the color of the shoes. But I got 997 G's, the golf ones. They're like pretty much just white with like black accents. Another pair of like 997 H's that are something like a lighter blue. It's super weird, like they call it like a metro blue or fucking something of that. Like it's not dark, but it's not light. It's like a darker blue, but it kind of looks light, especially with the suede. It makes it look lighter. Then what else did I got? I got some Peach 9060s. Those are super comfortable. Like I could understand why those are so popular right now because they're like basically like New Balance's answer to like Air Monarchs or something. Just like good like trainer type shoes where you could do anything with them. You could do lunges or running or calisthenics, burpees, anything like that'll do like a rigorous workout. Dickie Shores, Imperial World Order tee, and then like some super like, I don't even know what kind of blue you would call this. Just like a super light blue, you know, like a powder blue, old school Chargers type blue, like in the 70s, I want to say. So yeah, I was at like New Balance, and they're literally, as I was there, they're literally taking like posters and shit down. I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? And I look dead ahead and there's just like a clearance rack of shoes and like some shirts and shit hanging on the clothes rack and shit, right? And so I'm thinking like, Who the fuck just texted me? Let me see. All right. Shout out to Jetta and shit. What is it? So I'm looking and there's like just racks of like you know the circle rack of clothes and like they maybe got like three of them and like you know clearance rack of shoes and I was like, is this all they have here? And then I look over and they have like the shelves of shoes and I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, how come nobody put me on game? I didn't even know New Balance had a store. I would have been here like every week. You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know, with me, it's kind of like I love variety. Now, my biggest collection of shoes that I have now are, I would say, number one. Maybe they're tied now, but actually, no. Now I have like, I think an equal amount of Nikes, Adidas, New Balances, and Filas. And I'm kind of like getting away from Fila, and it's kind of breaking my heart because they held me down for years. You know, a new pair of Filas every other, you know, whatever month or something like that. Fila disruptors and ray tracers and Benecos and you know that phase, the Beneco quarter phase was like very short lived for me, and now like I'm on a like New Balance, but I feel like I just gotta stop buying shoes and start wearing them more because it's atrocious. Now I feel like because what it was is I wanted to buy the Bread 11s and they have the Air Max 3 Migos and they have what else? They just came out with like new SBs, but they're all like $200 on clearance, bro. I bought like $500 retail worth shoes for $240. You know, that's one good pair of Jordans. I bought 5 shoes with those. You know, so I don't know, man. I just with me, bro. Like this is less of like something that I don't know. It's like less of a hobby and more of like a lifestyle for me. You know, you get a good pair of shoes, you want to get fly, and it's like I have like a super impulsive like buy thing. You know, like deals. I'm just like my grandma. Where the deals at? Where anytime I see 50% off or 2 for $5 and shit, or like 2 for 1 or some shit, I'm like, where they at? Like, let me see them. You know what I mean? I'll buy some shit for the sake of buying some shit if it got a good deal attached to it, whether that be like chips or anything. Like it could be shoes, it could be a lamp, something like that. You know what I mean? Something very simple. So I told him, I was like, so these say like 150 on a box, but is that the box price or is it like 50 off of that? They're like, no, that's 50 off of that. I say, sure. Count me in, you know what I mean? So I was gonna buy one more pair of shoes. I forgot what they're called, but they look just like Asics. Not the 2002 Rs, something else. Something in the 2000 family, something like that. And I was like, I look at the box and I'm trying to find the laces. The laces aren't in the shoes. And I'm like, hey man, you know where the laces are? And he just looks and he's like, fuck, we got jacked for our laces. It's like, how the fuck does that happen? Y'all are like crows out here watching everybody. There's 6 fucking employees just standing around doing nothing. And they're all like, as soon as they saw me like get 3 pairs of shoes, they're like, oh, we got to keep an eye on this guy. He don't run off with the shoes. But I'm like, literally, as soon as I got 3, I was like, oh, I'm going to drop a bag today. I was like, I already know. I already feel it. So I was just walking around. Which one? They don't have my size. Fuck. You know, that was what it was. A lot of shoes that I did like, they didn't have my size because it's all, it's all going. So with those shoes in particular that they didn't have the laces, I was like, if you could get the laces, bro, I'll buy them. And he tried to give me like some of these, like some really white laces, but the shoes were like something like a gray. And I said, nah, it doesn't look good because it's like the heel was peach, the rest, the middle to the front was gray, and then the laces matched with the gray, and then I think the soles were like some different color too. And I was like, nah, like I'm cool, you know what I mean? Like I was about to ask him, you think I could just take the laces from some other shoes and fit them on there? But I feel like he would have told me no anyway. And I was like, you know what? It's already, the damage is done already. So I just ended up getting what I got. I'm trying to think. I basically got 3 pairs of 997s. I think I got 574s or like 375s or some shit like that. I got like a crazy one I never heard of. I love those. Love those to death. I'll wear them on the next episode. Um, I seen them on the shelf, and I was like, oh, okay, they look cool. And then I seen homie wear them. I was like, hey man, those are them are these right here? And he's like, yeah, these are comfortable as fuck. I said, yeah, you just sold me and shit. But I told the guy, I told him, I was like, yo, if you got the right laces for these, man, I'll fucking buy them right now. He's like, yeah, you want me to help you spend your money? I was like, that's what I'm asking, bruh. Like, that's what are we talking about here? I was like, please do. Like, I would have got more. I really wanted the 1000s, 2002 Rs or 9060s. I got some 9060s, the only ones that had my size. And then I was like this close to getting some 574s, but for some reason the burgundy with the suede on it, it just looked hairy, and I was like, nah, I don't want those right there. So, I love this. This is like a fucking, I guess they call it like a harvest yellow, but this is bothering me right here. This little mark right here. I already know that this right here is from them getting their heel and taking it off with their dirty shoe. Not even with this one. I could tell because like the left shoe is always tighter than the right one because people just try on one pair and they look in the fucking mirror instead of putting both on and walking around like fucking how you're really supposed to do it, like test drive it. But like how my theory is you don't really like get the feeling of a shoe until you go out with them and you walk around outside, not like in the store, so you put them on for the day, then you go out. So by the end of the day you really get to feel, oh, do I really think they're comfortable, or was it just for that day? A classic example of that I would say are like, I don't know, something like fuck, I forgot what shoes, either Reeboks or like the Rismo or Rismo or something, the Filas that I had. They were like really comfortable putting them on, but then walking around and shit, and I performed in those too. They just felt really flat, and I was like, nah, I don't like these anymore, I don't like you anymore type shit. Where it just they hurt my feet, you know what I mean? And they didn't really provide any support. 997s are like super old school running shoes because all the support is in the heel, and then it kind of like slenders out, which I kind of don't like because I feel like I need a shoe that supports my whole foot with the whole platform, but that's what 9060s are for. And I bought them in peach, so whatever. I could really care less, bro, about what people have to say about whatever, man. I really consider myself to be a designer in the truest sense of the word, where I'm just gonna take something and build around it. And in like my creative ideas and my creative passion is to just make something, pieces, outfits or whatever, and basically like, I don't want to say stunt, but I want to like go out with it. Like, I'll literally have a fit like my casual, right? If you've never seen me around, like if you see me in the city and shit, I'll just have a tank top, shorts, and my Air Monarchs, like very, very fly bummy jab type shit. But then switch clothes, put on some sweats, 997H's, the navy suede ones, which I'm gonna throw those out because fucking walking around, it was like I was barefoot, man. I just beat those into the ground, like literally, like they have like no fucking support anymore. What was my point? Right? And then I had my Imperial hoodie and my Mariners hat, and then now I just switched outfits again, and I'm trying to do more risque type shit. Pause. Like with the yellow with the light blue and the black and navy and shit like that. Like, I'm hot as a fuck right now because I just been running around and shit. And so please forgive me out there for fucking breaking up the continuity of the podcast. But a lot of shit's been going around. Not going around, but going on in my life. I'm gonna try to stop saying that. I feel like I say that every episode, but my grandma, my Olita Lola, she's in a fucking like an old folks home, and it just got to the point where fucking we had to put her somewhere where they could like take care of her, but This fucking old folks home is like bullshit. They're not even taking care of my grandma. They just put her on, Seroquel or whatever, and they just leave her there without feeding her and shit like that. And my mom already knows, like, my mom's there like every day, and my mom, like, I already know my mom is like, this is fucking bullshit, because my mom is literally taking care of my grandma over there like every day. And I could only imagine like that. I literally would fucking poke somebody, if they treated my mom like that. Like, no, you just, like, what am I paying you for exactly? And I don't mind cussing nobody out, or like at least having a discussion of being like, listen, bro, this is what it is. I give you money and you take care of my family. If you don't want to take care of my family, give me my money and get the fuck out of here, because nobody is going to take advantage of somebody that I love because they want to be on their phones, on their fucking, in the break room watching whatever, Dr. Phil or some bullshit. Like, I have no time for that shit, and someone will get poked. That ain't a threat. That's a promise. And fuck anybody that disrespects my family. Point blank, period, bro. Such a very fast, like, if nobody's ever dealt with dementia or anyone with Alzheimer's and shit, basically the best way I could sum it up is it's like the person slowly and like viciously turns into a fucking shell, and a shell of a stranger. I want to say when my grandma came to live with us, I want to say, was it Green Light 3 or 4? One of those. I know I was a driver, so I had to have been, like 2023 or 4. I don't know, right? Let's just say, you know what? I want to say it was 2 years ago. Let's just say it was 2 years ago, because I'm just like blanking out. But in 2 years, my grandma went from like, she would just forget who you are in the middle of a sentence, to now she's lucky to remember you. And my grandma, for some reason, like, she remembers me a lot. Like, that's how I know, like, my grandma loves me a lot, because even in her like dementia, she still remembers me, and like my mom will talk about me to her. And it's I'm over the whole like where it makes me emotional and sad and shit like that, because man, that shit fucked my mood up. Like, when Green Light 4, I think I want to say Green Light 4 is when my tia lived with us, or still live with us, or something like that. Because I remember that was why, two things. My grandma and then these fucking assholes that were trying to like blackball me was why Green Light 4 became what it was, because some fucking dicks decided that they were just gonna try to fuck with me, and then my grandma's like brain turning into fucking arroz con leche. And I was just going ballistic. I was like, every day it was like I was emotional, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't nice to be around. Especially like when I left. Like, I remember when I left my old job, I'll never forget the last day, because I feel like some people don't like me now because of like my last days there. But pretty much, I feel like I was like subconsciously like sabotaging my time there, even though I left like amicably. I left pretty much like I could come back. People would not like to work with me, or like remember like, hey, I remember when you left, you were like kind of fucking like a dick and shit. Whatever, but some people, the way I think it is like, if people don't like me and they don't want to be around me, that's not, I feel like that's not because it just came out of thin air. It was like, you always had these feelings, and now you saw like more of my character, and now you don't like me anymore. Because there's plenty of people that have been around me that have seen me like upset and shit, or say like dumb shit, and they don't take it personally. So for you to take shit personally, I feel like it's like a you problem, and it's not like I could give a fuck about that shit. So I remember like thinking this fool was like fucking what is it? No. I thought he was white and he was like really like Filipino or some shit like that. And I remember telling him like, hey, like, or I remember us talking. He's like, yeah, like I'm Filipino or some shit. I was like, for real? I was like, I thought you were from Wonder Bread Land. That's a joke. Yeah, it's not really being disrespectful, but I remember this white eye. She was like, I get that it's your last day here, but do you have to say things like that? I'm like, it's a fucking joke. Like, this is why I'm leaving, first of all, because a lot of people here are fucking miserable and it rubs off on me. I have personal shit going on in my life and then I'm gonna be around other miserable fucks. No, thank you. You know what I mean? I'm off to greener pastures and fucking fresher lakes and shit. I don't need to be around all these other people. But the people that really did rock with me, that saw me for how they saw me and they love me, they checked up on me, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, shit like that. So just go where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. And I feel like in my old job, I was like tolerated and not appreciated at all. You know, I felt like my work performance, I got lazier. Like, especially towards the end when I knew I was leaving, I just didn't care anymore. Not even like lazy, because I've never been a lazy worker. Just like, all right, fuck it. Like, you know, they switch things around and this literally I would do all this work while this chick that was supposed to be helping me would eat salads and bump music in her truck, in the work truck. And I was like, this is unbelievable. So when that didn't become my priority anymore on my last week of work, I had like the easiest shit. And what did I see? The drivers that they had assigned me the new thing to do, I saw them doing nothing, just talking, sitting around, being on their phone. And that's exactly what I did. Watching this girl, they made her do all the work. I was just looking at her like, that's not my problem. Once she asked me for help, and I did help her because when I asked her, she helped me too. But she always gave me attitude. And I never really liked this fucking bitch because people swear like their problems are so much greater than yours. You know what I mean? To the point where they feel like, oh, they don't have to work or do shit because whatever they got going on is so much greater. You know what I mean? Like fuck like if they're unhappy, like fucking like it's like the biggest issue. It's like fuck you, bro. You know, we all have a job to do. Don't let any of the bullshit you got going on affect the work, because I'm out here busting my ass every day and you fucking want to shove Caesar salads up your fucking ass, you know, and get paid for it. Fuck out of here. You know, so that last week I took full advantage of everything and I just made it a point. Like, I don't feel appreciated. I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. That was kind of like the thesis statement. There were some people that I didn't even say bye to that they probably thought we were cool as fuck. Well, guess what? We weren't that cool to begin with. And I feel like I could read people. I read people very well. What I do is, man, is I just watch people and I just see how they are. And then I fucking push buttons, you know, whatever it is, you know, and I figure you out. You can't 100% figure somebody out, but I try to see like, what's their motive? What do they do? What are their weaknesses? What gets them mad? What makes them tick? What makes them happy? If I need to fucking politically move around anywhere, I try to see like how I can fucking maneuver and take advantage of that and leverage that to get what I want. That's some super Machiavelli shit. But I mean, it's true. You got to go around the world and kind of take advantage of what's around you, because if not, you're going to get taken advantage of. So either take advantage or get taken advantage of. There's really no in between. There's very seldom that you help people and they help you out every single time. It's really more so, how can you move in the world and get what you want? And if you can help others, you know, that's kind of what I do. But leaving my old job, it was just like, I'm off to greener pastures. Like, I feel sorry for you guys. Like, I really do, because I'm doing everything. I told everybody, like, this isn't it. This, whatever you think, like getting your pension and slaving away for 14 fucking hours every day, you think that's making a lot of money. I make more or just about the same as a lot of the drivers that have been there 10, 20 fucking years, you know, 30 fucking years driving. And I do now, and I do less work. I know for a fact I do less work because I'm fucking on my downtime chopping up the clips or thinking of like new ideas or making music on my fucking hours that I have downtime at work, and I'm getting paid for it. And that's not a stun on nobody or shit on nobody, but that's just what it is. That's the system of the work that I'm doing right now. And I kind of feel like an asshole for kind of saying that, but it's just like when nothing that you do is enough to please people, it's kind of like, well, fuck you then. Fuck you. And the moment I can take advantage of being in a better position in life, I'm gonna fucking do it. And I don't give a fuck who feels any type of way about it. It's like very simple. I'd wish, honestly, bro, if had I got into where I'm working now when I wanted to, when I was like, this is the thing though, like hindsight is 2020. I would have been well off. I would have been one of the highest seniority of my classification where I work at. But guess what? I was still getting high when I was 18. It wouldn't have worked out. I would have probably got piss tested, or somebody would have caught me smoking. I would have got fired. And I think it would have been very, very, like within a year easily that I feel like that would have happened. Like if I had went through probation not doing that shit, immediately like, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, weed smoking was something that I just couldn't put down. It wasn't something that I easily could have like, you know, oh, okay, like I don't need it anymore. It was like something that I needed. And, you know, everything serves its purpose in life. Things happen the way they're supposed to happen. So I'm not really tripping about that. It's just interesting the way you see life, and you see like how things like revolve. That's why when things go bad, I'm just kind of like, I try to keep my head on tight, man. Like wherever it be, whether it be just, you know, in traffic and work or something like that, like things that really like piss me off, I try to like take a step back and be like, well, what is it that's really going on? You know what I mean? Because it's not a race. It's not a fucking, it ain't like I say, everything ain't about you, bruh. So I'm thinking to myself, well, why the fuck is shit happening this way? Well, guess what? You have certain expectations about life, and sometimes life reminds you that you should probably lower your expectation. Not everything is going to go your way, and that's fine. Just deal with it. Just live with it. And just accept the fucking fact that things aren't going to go your way. And that's my biggest lesson that I'm learning every day in life is you're a fucking control freak. You need to dial it the fuck back, and you need to chill. Because right now, you're getting a little crazy over some shit that you probably shouldn't even be getting crazy about, guy. Like, why are you getting crazy? You know? So, that, and also, too, like, finding a balance between, I'm hot as fuck right now. Jesus Christ. Fuck this hot. Also, too, it's just kind of like, fuck, this shit is burning my eyes. Also, too, it's just kind of like, learning how to balance like work and life. And I don't mean just like my 9 to 5. I'm talking about like the clothes and everything like that. Cause I wanted to get hats, right? So I wanted to get like a blank fitted, but like 3/4, I don't know who the fuck's gonna have that. And I was thinking if I go all the way to Montclair just to go to the store and they tell me, yeah, we don't have your size, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. You know, I'm gonna be mad as fuck. And I should have called them and been like ahead of time and been like, yo, you got my size and shit. But it doesn't matter. Point blank period. I fucking got up, went and got my haircut, went to the New Balance store, came here. Oh, got KFC for the fam. I didn't know my dad was working overtime, so they didn't even come till like later. So I ate, and the fuck else? I did my laundry. I fucking cleaned the pond. I went for a little walk again, and got my groceries. Came back, did the podcast. So you know what I mean. I've broken this down like many different fucking times. You know, so I don't know. I feel like we should just move away from that. But some things have been going on. Wrestlemania was yesterday. Happy Easter to everybody. Easter Gun Day. Bigger Nine is out now. Shout out to NC. He really likes the album. I implore everybody to listen to Bigger Nine. It's an incredible album that me and Big Classic put together. The next album is in the works. He just keeps making beats. I think the last beat from him was like beat four fucking four something, 400 something. He's on like beat 500 something now. So I already know like I could see the progression in his style from, I think the first couple beats were like, I got from him were in like the 200s or something. And that shit was like Tutankhamun. Then like the 300s, I want to say was something like Mantequilla and shit like that. Then the 400s were like all the like love songs like I Wanna Be With You and fucking Forever. So I think it's dope that Big Classic is progressing. I'm progressing. I'm doing new things. I'm taking chances. I'm pushing him to take chances. And as artists, we need to push each other to become better, because if you're just stagnant, there's nothing that's gonna push you to be greater. I'm not saying you gotta be fucking the Michael Jordan of rap or like whatever you want to do, but just kind of like elevate your game. Don't be around stuck in shit, stuck in one way, stuck in one style. Oh, I'm just gonna fucking do this little bullshit and hope that it sticks. Like, no, like really hone your craft, lock in, and get down to business. Wrestlemania, man. I feel like I need to watch it again because I didn't even see the tag team match with Lyra Valkyria. I heard Becky Lynch came back and took Becky Lynch's place. Or did I say Becky? What's her name? Bailey's place. I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't see that match. I saw Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. That was crazy to see somebody, the TNA World Champion, come and face Randy Orton. They kind of buried him a little bit, but like not really. Like obviously, what was Joe Hendry gonna do? Beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania? There's no way that was gonna happen. You know, I don't see Triple H being like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. You know, it's fucking Randy Orton. They've been fucking buddies like since the beginning, Evolution days. What else? I'm trying to think. Ooh, the triple threat. Both triple threat matches I really liked, and I only saw the end of Bianca, Io, and Rhea, but the finish was very well. Jade and Naomi, I kind of thought that match was like lukewarm, but the finish was really good. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns was really good. I thought the finish was kind of like, you know. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, the finish was. Oh wait, no wait. For Roman Reigns and like that match, the triple threat, I liked it. I liked the fact that, you know, it was kind of a little predictable seeing that Seth was gonna win because he's been on a fucking losing streak. So I thought the finish was a lot better than fucking Cody and John Cena. I seen this shit coming. I mean, they predicted it on like Busted Open and stuff, but yeah, just stupid. Like Travis Scott coming out and taking a crossroads from Cody, and then John Cena pretty much kicking Cody in the nuts and hitting him over the head with the title. It was just confusing because it's like, this dude, like, you shouldn't have to, like, I don't know, man. When heels, it's like they say they cover this, like bullying all them, like, you know, there was nothing to lose from hitting John Cena over the head with the title when he did that to you. You know, you should have seen this coming. Like, he was gonna win no matter what. And what is it? It's kind of like the Joker to the Batman. Like when Joker told Batman in the Dark Knight, you know, that's the one rule you're gonna have to break in order to fucking something, right? And that's what John Cena basically told Cody Rhodes. Like, you're gonna have to choose between the people or winning. And Cody Rhodes already had the people. All he had to do was win, and the people would have got behind him. The fact that Rock wasn't there was a big fucking disappointment. Fuck is Travis Scott doing around here? That song is like dog shit. You know, they've played it enough now to where it grew on me. But like, it's a fucking stupid ass song, really. What else is there? What other the fatal four way, Braun, Dominic, Penta, Braun, and Finn Balor. Incredible match. I loved it from start to finish. Very high impact, very high volume. Really, really dope. I want to say that was the match of WrestleMania. You know, that was like the showstopper type match. I loved it. A lot of good spots. A lot of shit I haven't really seen. I think it was Finn hitting Braun with the fucking Kuda, whatever the fuck the French thing, or is it Irish? My bad. I'm sorry for offending anybody, but just he hits Braun double stomp, and then as he's gonna pin him, fucking Dominic leaps over, does a frog splash, pins Finn Balor for the victory. I feel like Braun, what they should do is take Braun out of the Intercontinental title picture and give him a singles run for the world champion. To me, he's a world champion. He's not a fucking Intercontinental champion. We should save that for the mid card guys. I don't know why Dom is a mid carder. He could definitely have the world champion, and me believe it. Penta, I don't know. We'll have to see how he works against like somebody like a Roman Reigns or something like that. Like they should give him the kind of like feed him those. The upper card is like your Drews, Damians, CM Punks, like those guys. Like just kind of like throw them with there. Don't keep them with the mid carders, especially Braun, because Braun he's a beast in that ring. And Jacob Fatu, I feel like he had a really good match with LA Knight. I feel like it was like kind of like out of all the matches I did like, it was like my least favorite, but I really did like the finish. I really do see Jacob being a world champion, but obviously he's a little too new. When did he come out? Like fucking not even a year ago, like 6 months ago, right? Whenever they were still like doing this bloodline storyline. So what else? What other matches? The New Day and the Viking tag team guys, the War Raiders. It was a cool match. I didn't feel like it was anything special. WrestleMania was cool. I think it was, from what I remember, it was better than last year. And did they even do a Money in the Bank match? Was this the first year they didn't have a Money in the Bank match? Why didn't we get a Money in the Bank? We had one last year, fucking, right? I'm so confused now. Was Money in the Bank its own pay-per-view? And then they went to WrestleMania? No, you know what? I think Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania and then it became its own pay-per-view. But why do I feel like last year they had a Money in the Bank at WrestleMania? You know what? It was that ladder match. It was the tag team ladder match that I think... Who won that one? I forgot. I don't know. That was a fucking exceptional match too. But I didn't even talk about what I wanted to talk about really and shit. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know. I think life is interesting, man, when life be throwing me like curveballs and shit, and I always try to like trust my gut and go with like I try to like stay away from certain things and people, because like literally the wrong things and people will bring you fucking down. And I just feel like when some people have it in their mind a certain way about the world and I don't just see what the fuck they see, then I just exit. I'm like, okay, like that's fucking you. You know what I mean? That could be anything or anybody. I have no problem cutting people off and just doing my own thing. I've been doing that. Like I've been doing music for 10 years and there's a lot of people that have come and gone in my career and just in life in general. Like people that have fucking dissed me and the next year they just fucking stopped rapping and got a job at Wendy's sweeping the fucking floor, or something like that. Like it's just very interesting where life, like you don't have to do shit to nobody because life will do shit to people. And I feel like I'm a living embodiment of somebody that has just done nothing but try to seek progression and positivity in my life. And you see that, I don't want to fucking make it seem like, like come off like a fucking dickhead or whatever, but I will protect my peace at all costs because, you are not going to disrespect me or put me in a situation where I have to compromise my own morals. You know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not going to play these dumb games with people. You know, that was when I was a kid. You know, if you're a grown ass fucking man and you're still like moving like a child, then like that's really on you, bro. I don't know what to tell some of these people out here, because I'm really out here not playing games with my career. And I think it shows. The people that try to take advantage and they just like they make like weird moves and shit like that, you could just tell like it's just weird. Like you're not fooling anybody, bro. You know, so I just feel like I had to say that, because it's just like wherever you are in your life, there's going to be things that test you, and you got to stay true, and you got to just like stay solid, man. I think the message of the day is just play your position. There's going to be people that are try to trick you out, or try to like, they think they can outsmart you and all that. And they're worried about other people's business, and they don't know how to mind theirs. So life is just like a football play. You just got to worry about where you are in the play, and you got to let the universe do the rest. Because I promise you, once you move with the universe is going to move with you. And with that, this is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. He wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.